What if we told you that the brilliance of modern science, the elegance of mathematics, the spark of the Renaissance, were not born in Europe alone, but inherited from a civilization we rarely hear about in our textbooks? A civilization that, for over 1,000 years, carried the torch of knowledge, preserved the wisdom of the ancient world, and sparked new revolutions in medicine, cosmology, mathematics, and philosophy. This is the story of the Arabic Islamic Golden Age, a period of immense creativity and innovation yet strangely missing from many modern narratives. Open any standard Western history book. You'll read about ancient Greece and Rome, and suddenly, we jump to the European Renaissance, a mysterious 1,000-year gap, often labeled the Dark Ages. But it wasn't dark for everyone. Between the 8th and 15th centuries, cities like Baghdad, Cairo, Cordoba, and Damascus were glowing centers of learning. While Europe was struggling through feudalism and ignorance, the Islamic world was building observatories, hospitals, universities, and libraries with hundreds of thousands of books. Why is this critical era often overlooked? Some say it's because it doesn't fit the neat narrative of Western exceptionalism. Others argue it's simply ignorance. But the truth is, you can't understand the Renaissance without understanding the civilization that paved the way for it. The Arabic Islamic civilization didn't just preserve ancient knowledge, it built an ecosystem of tolerance, diversity, and curiosity that allowed it to thrive. Baghdad's House of Wisdom, or Bait al-Hikmah, wasn't just a library. It was a multicultural, multilingual knowledge lab. Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Zoroastrian, and Hindu scholars worked side by side, translating texts from Greek, Sanskrit, and Syriac into Arabic, and then expanding on them. Religious tolerance was not only permitted, it was essential. Caliphs and viziers patronized scholars regardless of creed. The result? The birth of entire new disciplines: algebra, optics, chemistry, and more. Let's meet 10 polymath scholars who didn't just master one field, they redefined many. Al-Khwarizmi, around 780 to 850, known as the father of algebra, or Al-Jabr. He introduced Hindu-Arabic numerals and algorithms. His works laid the foundation for modern computing. Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, lived from 980 to 1037. He authored the Canon of Medicine, which was used in Europe for more than 500 years. He was a pioneer in the fields of neuroscience, psychiatry, pharmacology, and epidemiology. Al-Haytham, also known as Al-Hazan, lived from 965 to 1040. He is considered the father of optics and proved that light travels in straight lines. He also pioneered the scientific method centuries before Bacon or Galileo. Jabir ibn Hayyan, also known as Geber, lived from 721 to 815. He is revered as the father of chemistry. He invented distillation and crystallization techniques. Ibn Rushd, also known as Averroes, lived from 1126 to 1198. He was a philosopher and scientist who reintroduced Aristotle to Europe. His works influenced notable figures like Thomas Aquinas and contributed significantly to Renaissance humanism. Ibn Rushd, or Averroes, was both a philosopher and a scientist. Born in 1126 and passing in 1198, he played a crucial role in bringing Aristotle's teachings back to Europe. This reintroduction had a profound impact, influencing thinkers such as Thomas Aquinas and paving the way for Renaissance humanism. Al-Biruni, who lived from 973 to 1048, was a polymath with expertise in astronomy, geography, and geology. He measured the Earth's radius with remarkable accuracy and scientifically studied Indian culture, languages, and religions. His contributions to various fields continue to be recognized and respected today. Ibn al-Nafis, who lived from 1213 to 1288, discovered pulmonary circulation centuries before William Harvey. He also wrote the first critical challenge to Galen's theories. Nasir al-Din al-Tusi, born in 1201 and passed away in 1274, developed trigonometry as an independent discipline. His Tusi-couple model of planetary motion even influenced Copernicus. Ibn Khaldun, who lived from 1332 to 1406, is often regarded as the father of sociology and historiography. His theories on economics, labor, and civilization were truly centuries ahead of their time. Al-Zarawi, also known as Al-Baqasis, lived from 936 to 1013. Often referred to as the father of modern surgery, he authored a 30-volume medical encyclopedia that was used for 500 years in Europe. Abu Bakr al-Razi, known in the West as Rhazes, lived from 865 to 925. He was one of the greatest physicians of the Islamic Golden Age. Al-Razi wrote Kitab al-Hawi, or the Comprehensive Book on Medicine, a medical encyclopedia that influenced European medicine for centuries. He was the first to differentiate between measles and smallpox. Al-Razi advocated for evidence-based medicine and warned against the blind imitation of past authorities. He was also a pioneer in psychiatry, treating mental illness with compassion and clinical precision. Here's something astonishing. The very concept of the hospital as we know it today, a professional, free, organized medical institution, was born in the Islamic world. In 9th century Baghdad, under the Abbasid Caliphate, the Bimaristan system emerged. These hospitals offered free health care, had wards divided by illness, medical licensing, training programs for students, and record-keeping, centuries before Europe would adopt such systems. Abu Bakr al-Razi himself managed the Baghdad hospital, where he trained students, oversaw patients, and implemented methods that modern hospitals still follow today. So why are these names, Alhazen, Avicenna, Averroes, al-Razi, and many others, not household names in the West? During the colonial and post-colonial periods, history was rewritten to emphasize Western innovation while minimizing non-European contributions. Much of Islamic science was written off as mere transmission, not transformation. But the truth is, these scholars didn't just preserve, they innovated, critiqued, improved, and created. Even Renaissance giants like Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo, and Newton stood on the shoulders of these forgotten giants. What makes this civilization truly unique is its reverence for polymaths, people who excelled in multiple disciplines. There was no artificial divide between science and art, religion and reason. To be a doctor meant being a philosopher, astronomer, and chemist too. Knowledge was holistic, interconnected. In today's world of hyper-specialization, this lesson is more relevant than ever. The Arabic-Islamic civilization didn't just contribute to science, it reshaped the human trajectory. It connected East and West, it preserved ancient wisdom, it built upon it, and then it passed the torch. This is not just Arab history, it's not just Islamic history, it's human history. Acknowledging this legacy isn't about politics, it's about truth. And if we want to move forward as a united global civilization, we must fill in the missing links of our past, and give credit where credit is long overdue. Let's rediscover the golden age that made the Renaissance possible, because the light never really went out, it just changed hands.